state has identified its need to diversify from the paddy to other crops also. At this background, I request you, sir, to address the members.
Thank you. Respected Secretary Agriculture and APC, Sri Dr. Janardhan Reddy IAS, respected Sri Pravin Rao, Vice Chancellor, Telangana Agriculture University, Registrar, Telangana Horticulture University, Chairman SLBC, Convener SLBC, Sharmaji, respected representatives of the various banks who are present here in the house. I wish you all a very good afternoon, and I also wish you a very happy and prosperous new year for all of you. I don't expect any claps, don't I expect? Don't you want to reciprocate? So, wishing you all a very happy and prosperous new year. Our officers of the Horticulture Department, Director Sri Venkatram Reddy Garu, Deputy Director Sri Sarojini Garu, and other officers. I also wish them a very good afternoon and happy new year. See, already I think we are already onto the subject. I need not explain much about the importance and significance of the oil palm cultivation in India. That part I think all of you are convinced thoroughly, I believe. It is also the concern of the government of India, and very importantly they have taken a decision to implement this in a very vast area in the Indian states, wherever it is found to be suitable as suggested by the technical and scientist team who have visited across the country. So it has not only got the importance of the cultivation on the standpoint of the, from the standpoint of the agriculturist, it has the products and byproducts have got multiple benefits which I believe have eternal market. I am using emphatically the word eternal market. A very, very huge eternal market the oil palm has got. Added to that, this will benefit the crop diversification, which is the need of the hour. Now you see the focus of government of Telangana is mainly onto the agriculture sector. We have been witnessing it. The results also we have been witnessing. The bumper crops that we are getting season after the season, they are tremendous. Last year, the procurement of paddy, we comprise 55% of the total paddy that has been procured by government of India, that's FCI. So to that level we have raised, and in the days to come, in the years to come, the enormous production of the present conventional crops like paddy, cotton, maize, red gram, etc., etc. So that will not adequately cater the needs of the farmers. It will be a cultivation, but in order to suit the marketability of the farmer, in order to get more and more competitive price, in order to make the farmer more comfortable, we need to diversify. That is the reason the standpoint of government of India is altogether different. They have realized that we are shortfall in oil seeds and oil production. Therefore, they are focusing more onto the oil palm. Here, added to that, our focus is to diversify the crop. Because Telangana is one of the 5 or 6 states where almost all types of crops are grown here. In the rest of India, you don't find that situation. Therefore, tomorrow also it is bound that we are certain to get all these crops. Unless you go for diversification of the crops, we cannot consume the whole of the production of the farmers. Then that will be leading to a sort of anarchy tomorrow. So having no future market, having no certainty in the prices to be given to the farmers. That is the reason government of Telangana has taken a firm decision to go for implementation of this oil palm project as indicated by government of India, and we are evincing more and more interest. for the last more than 1.5 years, I have been after this project. I have been trying to convince our Honorable Chief Minister. Several meetings were conducted, and finally he got convinced thoroughly, and he himself has declared very openly in the massive public meeting that Telangana government is going to implement this project scheme in an area of more than 20 lakh acres in the years to come. So in the first phase we are taking up this 8,14,000 acres, and subsequently we will be adding more to it. Now you are aware that 60% of the component is already borne out by Government of India, 40% is by state. From and out of the 40% also, we can ask the farmers to bear 10 or 15%. That we will formulate. What needs to be done, we will think over and we will formulate. Our concern is, as rightly pointed out by the Secretary, that Government of India will be releasing periodically its share of 60% to the state. Sometimes because of the busting funds or some financial constraints in view of diversification of the funds to the priority sectors, sometimes it may happen that the matching money might not be tagged to the released amount of Government of India. In such case, delay will occur, delay will occasion. Therefore, Secretary has proposed it. Our Secretary has proposed it that better we shall have bank tie-up. Therefore, project will go without any hassle. There will not be any breaks. Therefore, the intervention of the bankers in form of lending loan to the project would be an ideal thing, sir. Therefore, I am going to convene a meeting. It is his nature. Therefore, I appreciate his idea, and I request all of you to bear one thing in your mind. Probably you are aware of it, that the stress and the strain of the farmers of the Telangana state has been relieved by the major decisions and policies that the Government of India under the leadership of KCR has taken. Now the farmer is aiming at huge production. Hitherto, because of several stressful conditions, farmer was not able to repay his interest or principal amount of maybe crop loan or maybe term loan. It is not the situation. Now you do not look at the farmer from that standpoint, from the previous view. That is my first and foremost request to all of you. Let us have a changed perception about the farmers of state of Telangana. They are no more defaulters. They do not want to be defaulters. If we do not trust our farmers, we cannot trust the banking system in India. Who else will you trust? The corporates who will dupe the nation and go away, run away from the country? Honestly speaking, definitely it is the farmers, it is the common people, it is the mediocre people, it is the downtrodden people who are your paymasters and our paymasters. This is the whole of the money of the people, not the money of the corporates. But the banks are nothing but the banks are the outcome of the sweat and toil of the common man of the India only. If we do not come out very openly to help the common man, then who else will be helped? Right? And now, my request would be, initially you don't have to have apprehensions about the repayment and the interest part, this and that. My looking at the things is like this. Initially, my belief is that, our experience also speaks it, that small and marginal farmers will not go with this project initially, unless they see the results of 4th and 5th year of the crop that are raised by the mediocre and above mediocre and affluent farmers. There are different kinds of farmers. I am a farmer, no doubt, but I am a minister. Without there being farming also I can survive. Therefore I can afford to have my oil palm orchard. Similarly, an employee, a teacher, the bank employee, some trader, some petty businessman, all these people, they will be having their land holdings. They prefer to go for this, because your manual hours, that when compared to the other regular and conventional crops, when compared, it is very, very less on the oil palm cultivation. Therefore, people will automatically prefer. The persons who are having 10 acres or more, definitely they, in the first phase, they only prefer to have this cultivation. Therefore, there is no point of, defaulting on the repayments of interest and other things. Secondly, as rightly pointed out by Reddy Sabet, I believe, that intercrop is allowed and the intercrop is promoted, intercrop is encouraged. That is the reason intercrop is taken up in the oil palm cultivation. Unless intercrop is taken up, he cannot sustain for 4 years. Therefore, in order to sustain for 4 years, intercrop is essential. As rightly pointed out by the BC, all the intercrops are not similar in the entire state. Intercrop in Mahabubnagar is groundnut. Intercrop in Jagitiala area is sesamen. Intercrop in Nalgonda is green gram. Intercrop elsewhere is red gram. Intercrop somewhere is vegetable leaves. Intercrop somewhere is mirchi, as we have seen in Mahabubnagar area just now. In the project, this thing I have just now seen. There's huge mirchi and other crops in Mahabubnagar area. Already crops are grown. Therefore, the interest bearing part will not be a botheration. There won't be a serious hitch on that, what I believe. And similarly, we have now on to the study of the integrated horticultural crops and to formulate a policy and then submit to Honorable Chief Minister for declaration and implementation. It's midway. So possibly in a month or two, we are going to submit to the government of Telangana and Honorable Chief Minister will come out and declare to the people. Very comprehensive and integrated horticultural plan we are going to introduce to the state farmers. Thereby, the vegetable crops that are required for the local consumption, for the export within the country and outside the country and exotic fruits, etc. Focus will be on that. And micro irrigation will be taken up. Several incentives will be given to the farmers like seed, vegetable seed, it costs more when compared to the other regular conventional crop seeds. Therefore, we are thinking of affording vegetable seed subsidy to the farmers. Unless we do that, farmers will not come forward to grow. So all such crops will be grown as intercrops in the oil palm cultivation. So these are all going to be the contributory factors, and market-driven, market-oriented crops will be encouraged hereafter. In such conditions and circumstances, we need to think at the project. If that being the case, certain aspects have to be discussed and proposed for finality in the post-lunch meeting. And I request the secretary and bankers to debate more on that. One is the nature of the loan, crop or term. Whether you insist for the mortgage of the property or not. Third, the cost of the project. Because NABARD, I am convinced with the NABARD calculations. I go by NABARD. The variable parts can be discussed and addressed, that's no issue. It is not uniform cost because you decide for bank purposes, for lending purposes, we standardize one price, one rate. But when go to the farmers, some of the farmers, they minimize their inputs. What you cost at, what you price at will not equally apply to all the farmers. Some farmers will buy from outside, some farmers they generate among themselves. So thereby the input cost will be varied. So they are not that standard. And rate of interest. When I happened to see Honorable Chairman NABARD in Mumbai, Rajagaru Chintala, he has made it very clear to me, saying that at the rate of 4%, we are ready to finance to the whole project of oil palm in the state of Telangana. You kindly convey it to the Honorable Chief Minister. If you say from your side, yes, we will implement the project. That's what he said. So, my proposal and my request to all of you is, this is a separate and unique project, oil palm, in the changed scenario of India and Telangana, in the field of agriculture. It is going to be a paradigm shift. Keeping in view this, I request your excellence, higher excellence, to go and run on par with NABARD. If you stick to your own conventional rates of interest, that makes us tough, and we will be forced to incline towards the lower rate of interest. This is one element I would like to try to impress upon you. Kindly think over it. And of course, mode of the distribution that shall be with the corporation only, our corporation. Disbursement shall be made through the corporation only. Even if the loan is sanctioned in a cluster or in a village or in a mandal, whole of the money shall be disbursed only through the corporation. Corporation will disburse to the farmers. This is my concrete proposal. If each and every loan is to be disbursed by a bank to each and every farmer separately, that will create a havoc. What we have been experiencing all these years will once again repeat. I am afraid that the farmers shall not be subjected to the previous stress. So let there be a uniform system of disbursement of the loans. That part also you kindly discuss on that and evaluate a policy. And of course, schedule of repayment, this shall not be too longer. In my view, better if the farmer can be relieved from the debt at the earliest, as and when the fruit comes, as and when the income starts, he should start repaying it. Naturally, starting